Welcome back to another episode of the Empty Netters podcast. Baby!
God, it feels good to be here.
I know. I'm talking like we haven't been here in a while.
I've been here all summer.
We've been here the whole time. But we haven't done an intro in a little bit. We've just been buzzing with great guests. But guess what? We got another great guest on this podcast. Unbelievable.
Number 77 in your programs.
Number 3 off the draft board in 2019.
Number 1 in your hearts in Montreal.
Kirby Dach of the Montreal Canadiens joins this podcast. He's the fucking coolest guy ever. He's truly a certified homie.
Dude, a certified homie. Like, he just wants to be sick at puck and hang out with his boys. And that's all I've ever wanted in my whole life.
Me too. He's just such a cool-ass dude. And he's also, I love getting guys on the show who so clearly are in a great spot, in a great place mentally. He's about to pop off. I think he's going to have such a monster year. If you play fantasy hockey, I would keep big-time eyes on Kirby. I think Kirby's looking at a 65, 70-point season coming up here.
It pisses me off that the Blackhawks went so nuclear on a rebuild, like literally Dach out, DeBrincat out, like just blow up everything in the hopes that like in a few years from now, we'll get Bedard.
Yeah.
And then they just... Bettman rigged the draft and they just did.
I know.
So get fucked. But I still hope they feel a little pain watching how good Kirby Dach is about to become.
Yeah. Oh, I think they definitely will because he's a weapon. He's gonna have such a good year and he's just such a good dude. So awesome stuff. What else you got going on before we get into that though? It's quiet. It's the off season.
It's the off season.
Not a lot going on.
Still a few big.
I think you're about to bring up what I wanted to bring up.
Do it.
Bring up the RFA.
Yeah.
Bring up the RFA situation.
Still a few big RFAs just sitting there.
Crazy.
Like once we hit August, I like forget about free agency.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, yo, shit, July 1st, whatever the fuck. And then the names go, and then there's a few like Tarasenko's that haven't gone, and then they all go. And now it's August 15th, dude. And I'm like, yeah, we're done here.
Yeah.
But we're not.
Dude, the big one is Trevor Zegras. Evan Bouchard on the Edmonton Oilers is a sleeper too.
Yeah.
There's several RFAs who are still not signed. Zegras and Bouchard are the two biggest ones. I tweeted this. By the way, go follow us on Twitter. Seriously. Please. No matter what happens with that, no matter what contract Zegs gets, which he will get, this is just such a dumb move by the Ducks. Like, Zegras is actively annoyed. And I just don't, what's the point? What's the point of annoying him? It's such a dumb situation because, you know, they'll give him, what did Terry just sign? 7x7?
7, yeah.
Zegras is going to get 8x8 is what I would guess. Something around that. And you've got 19 mil in cap space. Why are you upsetting Trevor Zegras? Unless this is a situation where Zegs is being like this, I want 8x10 or 8x12, in which case I am like, okay, now we do have a problem. But I just think you should be very actively trying to get a great deal here.
Agree. Well, how old is Zegras?
I believe Trev is 22 years old.
Is it 2?
I think so. Look that up.
I'm going to look right now. Yeah, he's 22. Because if I'm him, I don't want an 8x8 because then I'm getting $8 million a year till I'm fucking 30. And if you believe in his trajectory, which we both do, and certainly I would imagine he believes in his own, I'm like, wrong. If you don't want to pay me 10, 12 now, I kind of get it, by the way.
Yeah.
Like he's scoring 60 points a year, right? So if I'm Zegras, I'm like, I'll take 4 years at 8 right now and then get fucking paid when I'm 26.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the issue. I mean, here's the deal, dude. 8x8 is getting paid.
Oh, yeah. You never work again.
Bad.
You never work again.
Also, Trev is one of the most marketable guys in the world. He's raking millions of dollars currently with deals and shit like that. And I'm not saying go get paid, but you know, I think Troy Terry signing 7x7 is a cool, like, I believe in the project here. You know, you got Killer just joined the team. Fowler still holding it down. It sounds like Gibson wants to be traded, which is brutal.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, dude.
But you know what's a good call by you is, and we saw Boston do this for a long time. We heard Fitzy just say it on Chicklets recently with building this Devils team of like, you got to leave crumbs, right? Like you can't be out here taking it. So, and no, I think Zegras is better than Troy Terry. No offense to Troy Terry. I think he's also tremendous. But
players.
I'm just saying, if you see Troy take 7, who's also young, And then I know Mason needs a deal coming up. You know, like if Zegras takes 8, maybe Mason goes, yeah, okay, I'll take 7. You know, and like now you've got something versus if Zegras is like, give me fucking 12 right now, fuck you.
That's what I'm saying.
And Mason's like, give me $1 billion, you know, and then it just
say what you want about their, you know, failure to win the big one, but you look at the last 8 years of Bergeron, Marchand, Krejci, Rask, all and Pasta for a spell, all under $7.5 million. Yeah, if you're the Ducks looking at this new wave and you can get Zegras, Terry, and Mason all under 8 or 8 or under 8.5 and under, that's a great core.
Especially with
core
the
on good deals, cap going up.
Yeah.
So got to keep an eye on that. Bouchard is a big one in Edmonton. They've got a brutal cap situation. They've got so many high paid players, so you wonder what happens with that. But wild stuff. So it's, you know, there's shit going on in the league. And also, here's the deal, dude. It's a new day and age. If you want to leave a team, you can get traded, bro.
Yeah, like, true.
I get Zeke's being like, pop off for 4 years and then at 26 sign a fat one. But like, you can still sign a fat one at 30. Like if Zegras plays 8 years just ripping a point per game status, is the face of the Ducks, you're going to sign at least another 5-year monster deal at 30 years old. Guys are coming into their prime now in this type of age. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll mostly be, I would guess his biggest mental hurdle, even though I just said like I would want to get paid more, his biggest mental hurdle is the performance of the team. Like I think he's just like, I don't think Trevor likes being on a bad team. Same.
And that's not a knock. I mean, I get it. You're a phenomenal player. You've won pretty much everywhere you've ever played, which is the case with a ton of these guys, and you're on a struggling team. That blows. Yeah. So you got to fight through this adversity right now.
But be part of it. Be part of the build.
100%, dude. I got to stop real quick and just say that Howie's hat is sick.
Bro, Howie's, I got a Howie's puck right here too. Look at this.
That's money.
Howie's makes sick tape. Bri had one of the sickest Howie's shirts on I've ever found.
I'm gonna wear it tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's such a fire shirt.
Yeah.
They dapped us up with the greatest care package ever. This had shirts, hats, and truly, this isn't. I'm not like doing an ad here.
The hat is
fire.
fire.
Hat is so fire. I have the white one, it's so.
And I already had a Howie's hat that has like the tape swivel of the H, which is a cool hat. Yeah, it's a cool hat.
No, but
this is a fire hat.
I was actually jealous when Dan was wearing the white hat and I had the shirt. I was like, I'm fucking on the hat.
We'll get you a hat, dude.
Oh, let's go.
They're the homies. It's such a sick hat. The shirts are fire. They give us pucks. They give us all the tape in the world. I'm a big lover of the cloth tape. Golf tees.
Yeah.
Golfing last Friday.
I was actually mashing with those tees. That's one of the best I've hit the driver in a long time.
Just such sick swag.
But their shirts are sick. Their hats are sick. You left out the best part, dog.
The candles.
Yeah.
Their wax smells so good, and they sent us candles that smell like the wax.
It's fucking so sick.
So fire. I had one more thing. I wanted to talk about this NHL Top 100 list.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Brian's already laughing.
Well, you've been like ranting about it.
Every Tuesday, we are dropping the next 10 in our NHL Top 100. It's been a blast. The engagement's great, as always.
Spoiler alert, McDavid's 13.
Dude, this is me talking to the fans and the followers, who I love dearly. You all know that. You have no idea how hard this list is to make. Because here's the thing, dude. Every time this list comes out and you guys see one of your fan favorite players and you go, the disrespect to so-and-so. Dude, we're calling these players top 100 players in the league. At this point, one came out today. We're recording this on a Tuesday. Those fucking lists, dude, we're now in the top 70 players in the league. There's no such thing as disrespect when you're being called the top 70 player in the league. And whenever you say someone needs to be higher, that means someone needs to be lower.
Yeah. Someone not named just got to come down.
Like, give me a fucking break, guys. Well, we're doing this for you.
Well, no,
Stop
hold on.
yelling at me.
No, yell. Because I slightly disagree with you. Because, it's...
I do love it.
The only thing to argue against myself for a second, we didn't fucking pull this out of our ass. Like, I wasn't just throwing names at the fucking wall.
For real.
We looked up a ton of lists, a ton of experts, a ton of fantasy. Like, we pooled a ton of data and then moved names around to what we thought. It is very much our list, for sure.
Yeah, this is our opinion.
So we deserve some flack, because I'm like, what the fuck do I know? I think Kaner might not even fucking play next year. I tried to get Kane off the list completely this year. The only reason everyone mad that Kane's 64, Dan, you have Dan to thank that he's even on the fucking list because I don't think he's going to play. But so I'll take some flack because we don't know shit. But Dan's biggest point is correct in that the players, certainly at this point forward, the players on this list are fucking dope. So it's really hard to look at guys and you're like, oh, Larkin and Kyle Connor. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, they're both nasty. I'm trying to fucking figure it out.
My favorite was last week. We put the list up and Alex Petrangelo's in there. And people are going, you guys, Petro is a top 15 defenseman in the league. And we're like, we know.
He's like 12.
He is. He's like 12
on our list. Like, he's the 12th highest team man on our list. Yeah.
Like, you're forgetting there's a lot of good forwards in this league as well who are also on this list.
Yeah. But it is hard as fuck. Oof. I will say too though, and I did this with a lot of guys, not just Bruins either, like guys I just like a lot. Fucking check the stats before you say something.
When you come at me to chirp, oh my God, how is Jeff Skinner on this list? And you don't realize that he just had an 85-point season and is a machine. Dude. And then you go, whoops, sorry, didn't realize. I didn't check his stats. Dude, check the game notes before you come chirping about something.
Here's a good one. We just had Johnny Tavares on, I think in this batch. Mm-hmm. He just went out in the 60s, right?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people mad about Johnny Tavares. Well, and a lot of people mad about Johnny Tavares and Mark Scheifele.
So, dude.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How many point per game seasons do you think Johnny Tavares has had in his career?
I don't know.
5. How many do you think Mark Scheifele has had?
2.
6. How many of those do you think were in a row?
6. Yeah.
Also, how many goals do you think Scheifele had last year? You can say it.
42. 41.
He had over 40 goals.
Yeah. Dude.
Also, how many years younger is Scheifele than Tavares? 3.
3, yeah.
So if you're in the comments getting mad about Scheifele being better or higher than Tavares, check the game notes.
And here's the thing, not even comparing them, dude. I would say that and by the way, I don't watch a ton of Jets games. I don't know a ton about Scheifele. I don't watch when Tavares was on the Islanders, they sucked. They got good when he left. And then I feel like they're always underperforming in Toronto. I got a ton of Toronto fans that are like, Tavares sucks now. The fact that everyone's like, get him down. When I'm looking up Tavares' stats and he's fucking dropping 76 points every season for 1 billion years in a row, and Scheifele's going point per game 6 years in a row and then 40 tucks this year. These guys are dope, dude. Like, everyone's like, that guy's in the 90s. And I'm like, not really, dude. He's pretty sick. So, have a look at it.
All right. Let's not waste any more time. Let's hop into this Kirby Dach interview. Again, what an unbelievable guy, total homie, had a blast.
I am a Habs fan now. It's fucking rattling.
Don't even hate it. All right, well, it's our pleasure to welcome a Gretzky Cup gold medalist, captain of Team Canada at the World Juniors, Fort Saskatchewan native, former Chicago Blackhawk, current Montreal Canadiens, and the 3rd overall pick in the 2019 NHL Draft, Kirby Dach. Welcome to the Empty Netters podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, buddy. It's great to have you here. So you said you're back home in Fort Saskatchewan right now. What have you been getting up to? Are you training? Are you just ripping it up, water skiing? What's going on down there?
Yeah, pretty much just in the gym Monday to Friday. Feels like Groundhog's Day every day. It's been too long of a summer, honestly. But no, and then weekends kind of head out to a lake with a bunch of buddies and spend time on the water skiing, wake surfing, and then just kind of hanging out with the boys. Not a whole lot going on there.
That's not bad, man. I wouldn't say that that's been too long of a summer.
I want more of that summer, dude. Like, that's pretty sick, actually.
Yeah, when you're doing it since May and you see other teams playing, you're still like, fuck. Like,
actually, fair.
Hockey right now.
Fair.
That is so true.
Yeah, but where do you skate when you're up there?
We actually had a good group of pro guys in Edmonton. I'm only like 30 minutes from there, so just drive in Edmonton and skate there with a couple guys.
Nice, that's great.
Yeah, that's
Are you hitting the gym session solo, or do you have a group of some of the other boys who join?
It's all the guys I skate with are the guys that we train with. We kind of got a decent setup here, and it's been 6-7 summers now that I've used the same guy in the same setup, so it seems to be working so far.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
I'll take it.
You gotta send me that workout routine, dude. I'm in need of I'm plateauing, you know. I'm in need of a little shake up. Plus, dude,
it's over for you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Stop trying.
I think it's not even about gains anymore, dude. I need mobility, you know? Like I'm good on the frame.
It's the hips. You gotta get
the hips,
gotta get
dude.
the footwork in there.
Holy shit. I didn't even realize one is worse. You know, like I assume they were both bad, but the same at least. And then I do the things on Instagram and it's like my right hip can't even move, dude. So you're gonna have to hit me with the routine after.
Oh yeah, I'll send you a quick text about it.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh God, dude. So we've got a ton to talk about with you. One of the first things that I am super curious about is reading up on you and hearing a story from your dad. Actually, you've got a crazy thing with the national anthem. So I need to know all about that. But basically, what I read is that since you were like a 5-year-old kid watching games on TV. You would stand up in the living room and salute the national anthem the entire time that it's on. And now, dude, even still in the league, you are dialed in when the anthem is playing on the blue line. You got your eyes closed, you're locked in. Is that a routine for you? And are you even aware that that's something that you do? Or do you kind of see the anthem as your time pregame to get completely focused and ready to rock?
I guess it's just a little bit of a hockey nut kid. Just wanted to be like the pros, wanted to do everything they did.
Yeah.
So I would stand up for the anthem, would take my 15 minutes when the Zamboni came on, relax, type of thing. But now it's just kind of like it's 2.5 minutes where you just kind of clear your mind of thoughts and go out and play the game. I didn't even realize I do it that much. And then, like you said, now thinking back on it, it's like, yeah, shit, I do stand with my eyes closed and like a doofus sometimes. But,
I guess I do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you do, dude. It's amazing.
No,
this has been 20 years of preparation for Kirby. It's just been like, listen, I gotta get psyched up for the game here, watching the games on TV. Yeah. It's beautiful.
No.
Well, dude,
shit, hey, that's funny.
You must enjoy, among many things, which we'll get into, but you must enjoy being in Montreal now because it means it's an automatic O Canada at least. Because O Canada slaps, dude. I will happily admit I'm very happy and proud to be an American citizen, but I will say you guys have a far superior national anthem, so that's a perk.
See, I don't know about that. Like a lot of people say the American national anthem is better than the Canadian one. But,
what do you think?
I don't know. It's a toss-up. It depends kind of who's singing it, I guess, in the moment. Like, there's been some real, like, the Chris Stapleton one at the Super Bowl. Phenomenal job. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
possibly the GOAT, dude.
No, yeah, honestly, that's for sure up there. But, like, when we're in Montreal, we get the French, like, half French version, and I don't speak any French. So sometimes, the first couple of times it threw me for a loop. I was like, whoa, what the fuck's going on here? But no, it's, It's cool. It's such a different city. It's honestly insane to play there. I've been there for a year now, and it's been probably the most fun I've had playing hockey since junior. So I've enjoyed playing there, and the fans are unbelievable. The city's great. The rink is electric. I think it's probably one of the best rinks to play in. Hands down, the ice is great. Like there's no complaints there.
Yeah, it's got to be number one, man. I'm curious. Have you gotten any grief from anyone up there about not speaking French? Because we always laughed about when Suzuki got named the captain and he had to do his little announcement with a little bit of French thrown in there, and everyone was like,
"Oh, I know." No, they're actually pretty good about it. I think if you're respectful about it and not trying to be like a jackass and mock them and stuff like that, they don't really care too much. So yeah, if you're just respectful and talk to them, it's actually pretty English up there. I think most of the time it's just some of the reporters are French and stuff like that, but it's nice media wise because then I don't understand what they're talking about. They could be shit talking to me the whole time, so I got not a clue.
There you go, bud. It's
fun. It's
out of sight, out of mind. If they're speaking a different language, then you don't know if they're absolutely sewering you, and you're fine. You're like, whatever. I can't hear it. It's good.
Exactly.
Man, I don't think some people kind of realize or understand so many of the different factors that change the game during the COVID seasons when there was no one in the stands. And it sounds like, with your anthem prep and stuff like that, getting dialed in and focused in the beginning of the game like that is a big process for you. How different was it when you were trying to get psyched up for an NHL game with a completely empty stadium? Was that night and day, or was it something you adjusted to pretty quickly?
Well, I didn't play too many games that year because I was
that's fair.
The year I went to World Juniors and snapped my
devastated your wrist. Yeah.
3 different places. And it was in a different area code. My hand and my wrist was not
It's fucking nightmare. Dude, actually, before you finish this story, I was laughing about that because I was reading, you get the opportunity to go. You're like one of the few NHL already guys there. And it's like, what a chance to represent your country. And you're talking to Stan like, hey, do you guys mind if I play juniors? And they're like, or play World Juniors. And they're like, you know what? If that's something that means something to you, then you can go. And then in their head, they must have been like, what's the worst that can happen? He fucking snaps his arm in half and it was like, bang, immediately.
It's full on Jamie Lannister and his hand is in another area.
Oh yeah, it was nuts. Like, yeah, that whole thing was crazy. Like,
disaster.
Obviously, yeah, 18 years old, didn't get to represent my country. Felt like I was going to get sent back, and then they ended up not sending me back for it. They kind of were on the fence with it, and then 19 years old come around. It's like, well, the NHL hasn't said they're playing yet. Might as well ask to go and play some meaningful games. And they're like, yeah, but if the NHL starts, you're coming right away. And say, okay, whatever. And then training camp, it was supposed to be like the 5th, and the gold medal game was the 5th. So I was only going to miss like 2 days of training camp, which would have been perfect because I would have missed like the fitness testing, the bag skates.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Show up right at the right time.
Yeah.
But and then first game, like beginning of the third period, just obliterated that. So that COVID year was kind of like a write-off. I only ended up playing like 18 games, and it was never really fully healthy. Like I just kind of wanted to get back and was pushing to get back. And then towards the end of that year, I kind of stopped, just is re-aggravated, and it's just kind of painful the whole year. Dude,
did you hear that Canadian cockiness about guaranteeing gold? Like Kirby's like, when the gold medal was the 5th, so I was only going to miss one day of camp because we were locked into the final.
Oh yeah, well, like we came into camp that year and we were like looking around and we were starting to do the math and we were like, we could have a full lineup of first rounders playing. So besides insane. Our goalies, and we're like, what is going to happen? Like, this is nuts. This has got to be one of the best teams since like 2003 to play.
Yeah, that was
like
stacked line.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Like that's all we talked about was like, we got to try and be like this 2003 team for a little bit. We're like, this is like, we could do something special here, and then that just didn't happen. And then we lost the States, and then it made it even worse. Now playing with Cole too, he likes to throw a little salt in the wound every once in a while.
Of course. Just points at your wrist scar. He's like, how about that, buddy? Yeah. Come on, dude.
No, he's all good. He's one of my best friends on that team. Such a nice guy. Beauty off the ice too.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I want to stay in Chicago before we do all the Montreal stuff. So like Dan said, you go 3rd overall. Dream come true, dude. You know, you're playing with Taser and Kaner, guys you grew up idolizing. We all did, right? It's incredible. And not just them, dude. Dunk, Siebes, Crow, like that whole core, right? It must have been so amazing to learn from them and be there and be in that beautiful city. Maybe the one downside was Seabrook had 7, so you were just stuck with 77 forever at that point, eh? Is that how that went down?
Yeah, pretty much. And then and then I ended up moving in with him. So
it
was all good.
So that's what I wanted to ask. I've heard you say a million, and of course he's a legend, dude, and I'm sure it was a great experience. But I kind of want to hear about like the nitty gritty shit about what was going on living with Siebes for a year. Like, is he on your ass about bedtime? You got to eat the vegetables. Like, what were the downsides of the situation?
There honestly was no downsides at all. Like, it was just like sunshine and roses the whole time I was there. Like, it was great.
Love that.
I had no rules. Just do my own laundry. That was pretty much it.
There you go.
Had you done your own laundry before?
Yeah, I like playing junior and did my own laundry. And then if they needed stuff from the grocery store, like Siebes and I would go to the grocery store and he'd teach me how to do all these things. And I was like kind of just became my dad. And then Dunk kind of became like my fun uncle. So like I just would hang out with Dunk quite a bit and Siebes and just listen to their stories. But no, they were pretty easy going with me, kind of like let me learn on my own. But when I needed help or wanted to talk, they were always there and kind of helped me through the growing pains of a rookie year in the NHL. And I definitely owe them a lot to my career and even who I am as a person.
Yeah, no doubt. How valuable is that both on and off the ice, having a veteran like that who's been through it in a big city, an original 6 team? Understandably, there's a lot of pressure that comes with something like that, and being able to play with him and then live with him, is that just invaluable stuff that you get from a guy like that?
Yeah, no, he was really good about the whole thing too. Like he kind of like let me have my space when I needed space, or I was upset or kind of disappointed in myself. But at the same time, like he was always there waiting upstairs with a glass of wine if I wanted to sit down and have a talk with him. And
nice.
Just kind of talk about anything other than the game, like just kind of get your mind away from it. I think that's one thing that really helped me like later on, especially now, is like just getting away from the game after like a game you don't like happened or something is bugging you. Just kind of being able to forget about it and move on and get ready for the next one that's coming in a couple of days. And there's a lot of like those little lessons that you really wouldn't think about that are important, but looking back on them, they make a huge difference in the way your season goes.
I bet the Seabrook wine fridge was pretty legit, eh?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, that was like my first time drinking wine too, and I started off with like the top of the top. Then I came home and was like having a glass like my buddy my first year, and I like had a sip and I was like sour face. I was like, what is this shit? Like, we need the top shit.
Yeah,
here.
he ruined.
He ruined.
He ruined red wine for you forever, dude.
Seriously.
Yeah, honestly.
Kirby's first experience, he's sipping Camus, and then his boys are giving him barefoot.
Yeah,
he's like, you plebeians, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Getting it out of the box.
Yeah, it's like God. And hey, I want to go grocery shopping with Seabrook too. He said he's got all the tips. I picture, he's showing how to find the ripe avocado and everything. Yeah, that's the veteran presence we need.
Yeah, he was good. He was really. And then the second year, like the COVID year, his family didn't come down, so and he was injured and I was injured, so we were together 24/7. Like we weren't on the road, we weren't doing anything. It was just him and I. And so like one weekend we sat down and watched all 26 Marvel movies and like like in the chronological order. Like we looked it up where it's like it's not like the dates they were released, but like when they're portrayed like in real life.
Oh, you did. So you did the timeline order. Like actually, like you started with like Captain Marvel order. And then moves forward.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn.
All the way to like the very end. Oh yeah. That was a marathon of a week.
Wow.
26 movies, 7 days.
That is so bad. Wait, I got to know, because you're talking to a big Marvel guy here. What's your favorite Marvel movie?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many. Like, obviously, Endgame was pretty fucking good. But
so fire.
Like, Like they kind of gone off the rails. Like the most recent ones, they're not my favorite. Like,
agree.
Kind of need to bring it back down to earth and.
I agree completely.
Be a bit better, you know.
Yeah.
Two things. One, whenever you guys play the Blue Jackets this year, you got to hit up Fantilli. He's a huge Marvel guy, so you guys can geek out during warm-ups about the movies. And then two, I love Seabrook's like, dude, you want to live with me? And then COVID hits, and now you're just stuck together 24/7. He's like, I did not know what I was signing up for here.
Oh no, it was great. I even started, I think, because we have the same agent, Jerry Johansson, and we were at the convention, like the Blackhawks convention before the season, like my draft, like the year I was drafted, and I was just kind of like had a few too many, and I looked at him and I was like, wouldn't it be great if like I could live with you next year? And he looked at me, he's like, yeah, this would be hilarious, because it was like me and him and a couple of other older guys and some other young guys, like just like joking around. And then training camp rolled around, and I went back up to him like after like the first meeting, I was like, so is it a possibility like maybe he could move in with you? And he goes, sure, come on over for dinner and good luck. He's got 3 kids and 3 dogs running around. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I was used to that. I got 2 brothers, 2 dogs myself, or 2 siblings, a brother and a sister, and then 2 dogs. So I was used to the chaos, which honestly helped me. Like if I was to live on my own by myself, it would have been a little bit worse, I think.
I completely agree with that. I think if you're, especially if you come from a big family setting like that, it's better to go into a big family setting like that. It'll be that comfort zone.
Agree, dude. And I love how in my mind, it's like the veteran Seabrook approaches you after practice one day and he's like, hey, hand on your shoulder, I think you should move in with me. It'd be a great thing for you to develop. Actually, the boys got tuned up and it was like, yo, wouldn't it be sick if we roomed together?
Honestly, yeah, that's how it started. It was great. Yeah.
God, I love that. Well, dude, you mentioned, you obviously get that devastating injury, also dealing with the COVID year. I feel like you are a pretty unique story with a lot of guys probably in your draft class who had a wildly tumultuous first couple of years in your career. So, you enter the career, all of that shit goes down, and then you also get traded. And you don't just get traded, you get sent to another Original Six iconic franchise. So you mentioned before that was, the first feeling you felt was being a little bit shell-shocked when you get the phone call from Kyle Davidson. So what were some of the other feelings that you were going through when you realized where you were going, the new city, the new challenge, maybe the new opportunity? What was going through your head during that time?
It was still like just shock and awe. And then once it kind of sat in, like I went and skated like right after I got the call from Kyle and just kind of put my phone away for a couple hours and then reopened it up afterwards and saw like all the texts and everything. And but I just kind of like took the night to myself and went kind of like through scenarios of what it's going to be like and coming to a new team and seeing if I knew any of the guys in the team. And obviously I knew Cole a little bit, and Dvorak I met a couple times in Chicago working out with, and Suzuki's little brother I played with at Team Canada events. And so you starting to make connections here and there and understand that it's going to be a great opportunity for myself to be a part of like a young core and help grow a team. And it's always nice to be wanted too. So I think that was like the most positive thing for me was my phone call with Kent Hughes was just how much they wanted me to be a part of their plans moving forward and everything. And as a player, that's really all you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you put in a no trade clause in your contract that you could only play for the sickest jerseys in the league. So, if it wasn't
that was that was my condition of being drafted, is I can only go to teams with original six.
Yeah, exactly.
How once the dust settled really, and you were kind of like, all right, this is what's happening, this is where I'm going. You obviously get that great experience of going to Chicago that's full of so many unbelievable veterans that can kind of show you the ropes. And then you're going to this team, and it feels like, you look at Montreal right now, and it seems like the average age of guys in that team is 24. So you're all of a sudden in this situation where you're with a bunch of young guys. How exciting was that for you? Because I bet it was probably an element of being like, well, I mean, yep, I'm sad to be leaving a great team, great city with great guys who kind of showed me how to get into this league. But now you're playing with a bunch of boys who are your age. It's a really exciting time, young and coming up team. That must have been pretty awesome.
Yeah, it truly was. Like I got there and felt like welcome from the first moment I stepped into that practice rink and met all the guys and the training staff and the coaches, and it just kind of like took off, and it like built throughout the year, just like my confidence in my game and being around in the city and the team and the guys. And we had a lot of fun as a group together. It was like one of the most fun groups I've ever really been a part of, just because we're so young and we're hungry to learn and get better, but at the same time we're here to like enjoy it and have fun and build through the moments of pain and enjoy the process, because once we get there, it's going to take off quick, and it's going to be an exciting time to be had.
Yeah, no doubt. We had Chelios on the pod a few months ago, and he has an interesting perspective of, being a Hab and then going to Chicago, and also being, an American guy playing in Canada and then coming back to America, and you're doing the opposite. What were some of the biggest differences for you of being able to spend time in Chicago and now being in Montreal?
And the fan bases, like what's that like, comparing those fan bases?
They're honestly both great. I think you can see it a little bit more maybe last year than any other year, but Montreal gets support whether we're winning 10-1 or we're losing 10-1. That building's sold out. It is rocking. It's loud. The fans are supportive on the street. It's not like we're getting heckled coming out of the rink or anything like that. Like they're always super nice to us and treating us well. And then I think in Chicago this year you could kind of see it with the attendance. I think they held the record before though for most consecutive sellouts. But again, another great fan base. I had nothing bad to say there at all. Like I was treated well by the fans and the team, and obviously it just didn't work out. But I'm couldn't be more happy to be a Montreal Canadian.
Dude, well, I've heard they're actually pretty tough on you guys. So
yeah,
maybe it's because you guys are so up and coming right now. But once, next couple of years, man, when you guys are going to be competing for cups, you don't deliver, dude. You don't go to the grocery store. I'll tell you what.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've heard a couple horror stories, but so far so good. So I got nothing to judge. But it's been a ton of fun playing there. Everything's been great. No complaints at all.
Dude, you can let it out too, because like I know you're. No. I mean in a good way, because I know you're a foodie and I know you're a big fashion guy. So you're in a pretty money city for that kind of stuff. Like, are you buzzing right now being in Montreal?
Yeah, I can't complain. Like I just looking for places right now. Hopefully find one soon so I got somewhere to live in season, and then right around all like that restaurants and like the great, like, have you guys been to Montreal, like the Griffin
God, bro,
like Westmount, like down in that kind of area.
Dude, Kirby,
just be in the mix.
I've had some of the most unhinged nights of my life in that city.
We're from Maine, dude, so we're like a 3-4 hour drive to Montreal. The second we turned 18, it was on.
Just ridiculous.
That city's it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, you can get in a lot of trouble in Montreal.
Oh yeah, and I have.
Same.
Yeah. I don't think anybody hasn't been in trouble.
Yeah, that's true. Is Buena open anymore?
No, dude, it closed. It's done. Yeah, closed. But Flygin open.
Oh, but you know about Buena.
Yeah, Flygin's open.
Yeah,
Flygin is very open.
Kirby, one night we were at Buena, just completely out of control, and I was literally hanging from the rafters, and one of the bouncers came up and was like, dude, do you want me to kick you out? And I was like, no, I don't at all. I'm so sorry.
My shirt's like completely unbuttoned. Yeah, I'm like throwing. Buddy was like throwing ice. We had a bottle, and he's like throwing ice onto the crowd, and they were like, "Dude, go away." You guys American? I was like, "Yeah, sorry." Fuck, dude. One thing I heard you say that I love is, and maybe you even said it when we were recording already in this. I can't remember if we'd started yet, but this is the most fun you've had in a long time since juniors, right? Like making hockey feel fun again and having that confidence back is such a factor for a player, right? So I'd love to hear just what about the team and the boys, but especially Marty St. Louis has kind of helped you get there. And I'm not obviously you did a ton of it on your own too, but we all saw what he did for Cole's game, and I'm just curious what it's been like to play for him and how he kind of helped you get in the right headspace for last season and moving forward.
Yeah, it was kind of right where I was going to go with it was Marty and the coaching staff. They're unbelievable, like really positive, good. They got a good just like locker room mentality. They understand when they're hard on us, when not to be with the rebuild and everything going on, but at the same time they hold everybody accountable, which is nice. And at the same, like I remember getting there and I had a meeting with him, and he's just like, just go out and play. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just go out and play, feel it, get your confidence back, and then we can start building from there. And it's nice to kind of have a coaching staff that like instills trust in you and wants you to play the game, and that you feel that you can play at this level and will help you along the way once they see things that they can add into your game. And Marty was super supportive and really good towards me. And he's definitely a big factor in the changes in my game and how happy I feel on the ice and all that stuff. But at the same time, the locker room with the guys was unbelievable in Montreal. Like, such good camaraderie. The guys were always laughing. Like, you get in there, like some mornings are tough. Like it's 8:30, 9 in the morning, you're rolling into the rink and Cole's buzzing around, making everybody laugh. And he's like, doesn't drink coffee either. And he's just having a great time. Like he's just having a time in there. And you're like, what is going on? And so it just like kind of builds like throughout the season. It just like kind of becomes part of the team. Like everybody's just upbeat all the time coming into the rink. And it definitely makes the game a little bit easier and more fun when the whole team's like that.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. And I think I've heard Stammer got some thing, probably 1,000 point, I don't know what it was, but he gave a speech, about Marty and what a great teammate he was. Like I've heard such great things about the guy. What is Marty like? Like, what is he like in the room? What's he like on the road? Like
everyone says he's the best dude in the world. So, what are some of like the funny things about Marty? Like just being this, iconic Hall of Fame player, now being an unbelievable coach that everyone has nothing but incredible things to say about. Like what's the?
I can't even believe it's so sick. He can tell you, he can coach a player like you. Like Marty's just like this little guy buzzing around the ice, and you're 6'4", 200, 215, and Marty's like, just zip around the middle, and you're like, bro, no. So talk about that.
But no, he's like everything that everybody says about him is true to the word. He's unbelievable. Such a nice human being, down to earth, has time for everybody, like the most polite human being in the world, but great sense of humor, like loves to get a good laugh. And like, I think you can always tell when maybe the mood's a little somber, he'll like throw on like a blooper mix of like guys falling in the middle of the game or something, like just have like some funny videos for us, like at the end of a meeting. Like he's really good at just understanding, reading the room and picking up on cues, but he's a great human being to be around, and he's an even better coach. So we're definitely lucky to have him, and even the rest of our staff with Alex Burrows and Stefan Robota and Trevor Lewitsky. So it's been great. I can't complain at all.
That's unreal, dude. And you're also playing now on a line with Cole and Suzuki, it sounds like, the most of the time. And you just mentioned Cole, and we'll get into that. But you guys have been buzzing, dude. And like, I mean, like Chris said, we grew up in Maine. We grew up Bruins fans. So obviously we don't love the Habs, if I'm being totally honest. But at the same time now, doing this so much, being able to have the opportunity to get to know guys like you, it makes you kind of love every team in the league when you meet good people. So watching you guys has been electric. And I am a big believer in you take a team like Chicago, you take a team like the Canadiens, the league is better when the Canadiens are good. And seeing you guys coming into your own like you're doing, and the great chemistry you started building last season is super exciting. And obviously you talked about Marty being great for your development, getting healthy again, settling into a new city. But what is it about those two boys in Suzuki and Cole that you've found such natural chemistry with, and your game is really, really opening up to the level that we all knew it can?
I think we just all kind of knew the way we wanted to play and how to execute it. And I think playing with Susie, he's pretty smart, good two-way. He's like really strong, and I think that's one thing I didn't realize about him playing against him and then playing with him is how strong he is on the puck and how well he kind of holds guys at bay and protects pucks. So like him and I were pretty good at like holding on to pucks and waiting that extra second for a guy to come into us. And then obviously with Cole, like the guy finds open space anyways. Like it's I even like playing with him, I still don't get it how he gets into space and gets a shot off, and it beats goalies clean all the time. Like I've seen it time and time again. And he's an exciting player because he plays with so much energy, so much jump, but can make those special plays happen all the time. I think I just tried to figure out what complemented those two guys the best and to give them that. And like you said, it just kind of took off right away. And I think it left at least the three of us wanting a little bit more of it. And once the season ended, or Cole's season ended with his shoulder, and we're definitely excited to get that ball rolling again.
There you go, dude. I love that. We had Toffoli on a while ago, and he's since become a great buddy of ours. And he had a nice little experience in Montreal where he got to know Cole, and he went on and on about how Cole is legitimately the funniest dude he's ever met.
Oh yeah.
And you keep alluding to it. Don't give me the blanket answer, dude. Give us some funny stories.
I need
about
something,
Cole.
dude.
Like the buzzing around the locker room with no caffeine. I love that shit, but like, what the hell is it like being around that dude all the time?
Is he the naked guy? Is he the prank guy? Like, what's the deal?
I just think he's got such like a bubbly personality and like a great laugh. And maybe it's like not even him, but it's like the guy like that, Chris Weidman, Sean Monahan, like those two guys like are just like witty and crack jokes all the time. And Cole just kind of like feeds off that and builds into it. And you just kind of sit there and you listen to him talk, and you're like, what the? Like, I don't even understand what you're saying, but it's hilarious. But he's just, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but he's just there's definitely been times like throughout this year where I've been like sitting in the dressing room, like almost in tears, listening to like him blabble on about something going on. And you're just like, what the fuck is going on? We have a meeting in 5 minutes. Half the team's lying on the floor laughing at this shit right now, but we got a couple of characters like David Savard. He might be one of the funniest human beings I've ever met in my life, though. Like he full on like one of the like just a funny guy, and he's got the French accent too, which makes it even better.
Yeah, so, that makes every joke way funnier.
Is it that? Is he hitting one-liners, or what's he doing? How is he? Funny?
Yeah, he's just got like crisp one-liners, witty, like just funny jokes. And then like you'll get like a text at like 2 or 3 in the morning, like in the group chat, or like 1 o'clock at night, and just be like a picture of somebody that he's like screenshotted and edited when you landed somewhere, and it'll just like have one line attached to it, and everybody will be crying getting onto the bus, and you're like, we just lost 6-2, but this might be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But dude, no, we got a couple guys that are funny.
That's great. You guys must have a rip on the plane rides too. Like I can't imagine there's anyone getting any shut eye on those trips with these boys flying around.
No, not at all. Yeah, no, Cole and I are in charge of just bringing on the speaker on the plane and playing music, and we sit at the back of the plane, which is outrageous.
That is outrageous. I can't believe they let you guys run the music.
Oh no, we take suggestions. We don't just. It's not. Yeah, we're not dictators about it. We take suggestions here and there, but we do a pretty good job. I feel like nobody complains too much.
And you guys playing cards or what?
No, we're not on the card table. We don't make enough money for
someday. Yeah, exactly.
Cole might now.
Smart man. Good job.
Yeah, that is good job. But, what are you guys doing? Because you're not sleeping, I can't imagine.
We have Nintendo Switches, so we play MLB The Show sometimes, but most of the time we're just kind of hanging out with the guys, shooting the shit, and like just messing around.
Yeah. It feels like it's It feels like it's no bad days with Cole. Like he's just like laughing and smiling no matter what the situation.
Yeah, it's pretty much sums him up.
Yeah,
he's never got a bad day.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
So part of this amazing line you're on is your switch to wing, right? And I know you've done that at times throughout your career, representing Canada and everything, but it's obviously been super effective for you guys. You're playing so well together. And one thing I really wanted to ask you, because everything you've ever said about your game and everything scouts ever said about your game is that you were this 200-foot center, pass first, right? Loves to distribute the puck. You're going to play the full ice. Getzlaf, Scheifele, like these guys are kind of guys you modeled your game after. And as a center my whole career who's also 6'4", we're the same, dude. I am just as good as you, basically.
We are.
But I was also a 6'4" center that loved to pass first, right? And one thing I thought was cool was as you have been progressing, I've seen you give interviews, but being like, I'm trying to think about scoring more, like trying to work on my shot, make that a part of my game, make that a real threat. And I'm wondering what it's like. How do you balance trying to convince yourself and learn that habit of shoot more when I have the puck, while also not getting too far away from the pass first vision that made you the player you are and how you even got here? So how do you make that work?
Honestly, it's just like a lot of video, like our skills coach in Montreal, Adam Nicholas, kind of like does a good job of showing me like when I do the right thing and making a play, or when I could have shot instead of like this. But he does a really good job just trying to like add little pieces in here or there. It's not like a overload of information or trying to overthink the game. It's just like, just add one more shot, just add one more shot per game. Like just slowly start to build on it. And then it's almost becomes second nature when you're getting into the zone. You're looking at the net a little bit more instead of looking for your guys or when to turn up and when to delay and make plays. So you just kind of slowly but surely get into that dual threat. And I think once you get there, it just becomes more of a habit, and then you're a little bit difficult to read from a goalie standpoint or defensive standpoint, and can kind of produce a little bit more.
I love the one more shot mentality. That's actually a great way to think of it, because it's like, I mean, like anything, but it's just a little bit consistently adds up so fast, right? So just trying to do that, all of a sudden your season totals are right where everyone wants you to be. But I always laugh. It's like playing with guys that love to shoot, though, makes it hard for you. Hard for you, right? Like you playing with Cole and he's like, give me the fucking puck. You're like, no problem.
Exactly. So like that's kind of like why I was like the way I am. I feel like every year since junior, I've always played with one guy that's just been like a pure goal scorer. So kind of just molded into it, and then trying to mold out of it now a little bit and become dual threat. But it's I feel good coming into this season with where my game's going to be at, and I'm just excited to get back to Montreal, hopefully in the next couple of weeks here, and start skating with the guys and building that camaraderie up again.
Yeah, man. I'm really curious. It's funny when you hear about, you answer questions when you're playing junior down to youth hockey. There's guys that you look up to in the league that you want to model your game after. I know you were a big Crosby fan, as all of us were, and CP, you just mentioned Getzlaf and Scheifele and stuff. But once you get into the league and these guys are your teammates, they're your peers, they're your colleagues, if you will, do you still kind of look around the league and see guys who are in a similar position, maybe similar type of player, that you watch them do something and you're like, oh shit, that was I love that move, or I love that shot or that mentality or that work on the boards? Because it is one of those funny things where you'd think about, these are guys I'm competing with, but I'm taking pointers from them or taking pieces of their game. But at the same time, I feel like at any level you would see that. Like I'd be in the game and watch someone on the blue line do something and be like, that was sick. I'm going to try that. Do you still do that?
Oh, for sure. I think one guy that I've actually watched quite a bit this summer, like throughout the playoffs, and just the way he plays the game and kind of controls the pace of play, is Eichel. The way he kind of holds on to pucks, and he's got that big reach, and we're both kind of right shots. Not comparing myself to him at all, but it's just definitely somebody I've been watching a little bit more, and want to try and add maybe a few things that he does well and into my game, and hopefully that can just take that to another level. But I think you're always watching different players and understanding the way they play the game or thinking, and get to pick their brain about it, and then you kind of just retool and add things to yourself and your game, and you build off of that and kind of develop that way too.
Dude, well, considering we just confirmed that I am just as good as you, and now you've just confirmed that you are as good as Eichel, I am now as good as Eichel, which is sick. That was a big win.
This is a fucking huge day.
That was a big win for me. God, that was amazing. But, Curbs, I actually really like when we were talking earlier about, your confidence and everything building, and you have the season you have last year. I think that's such a good note for yourself and for players out there in any league that's getting more comfortable, right? I imagine when you make that jump, you were so young, dude. You make that jump to the league, and it's like, everyone's so fast and so strong and no time, no space anywhere. But now you kind of get that confidence of like, yo, I can hang here and I can take an extra second on the puck and do things with it that maybe I was doing in juniors before, right? But that can become more a part of your game now moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. I think when you get there, you're just so excited to be out there and you're buzzing around and you don't really realize that, like, holy shit, like I'm in the NHL, like this is like legit. And then you take a couple of seasons and you develop through those years. And now, like, I feel like I'm kind of set into my own and becoming the player that I'm supposed to be. And it's been good so far. And I just want to kind of keep building off that each year.
Yeah, man. Speaking of your game, you first game against Chicago with Montreal, you win the game in the shootout.
Hell yeah.
And we know that felt good, dude. But you also hit him with the "Are you not entertained?" hand of the year, Celly. And I'm going back and I'm watching your highlights, dude. And with the Blades, you had that unreal end-to-end tuck against the Raiders, and you hit that same Celly. So, like, is that your thing? And if not, do we have to make it your thing? Because I think that there's a serious marketing tool.
Like I need that T-shirt.
That's what
immediately. Like I need that Kirby Dach T-shirt immediately.
Yeah. Going back to Prince Albert when I was in Saskatchewan, we played them like 8 times a year, like hour away, like just like our biggest rivalry. And like it was like going in there was like going into like hell to play a game, and you're like, this is awful. And you know you're gonna get beat up, and there's not gonna be many penalties called. And this is game 2 of our playoff series, and every time I touched the puck, like I was getting booed. There's like numerous signs out there, like it's just like this is nuts. Like they're like waiting for me after the game by the bus. I had to like run onto the bus quick, but that goal felt so good, and that one was just pure emotion. But the one in Chicago was I kind of like said it to myself as I went out there, because we got a 4-on-3 in overtime, and I was like, if I get this puck back from Susie, I know Cole's on that left side for a wide open one-timer, but I'm hammering.
But fuck him though. Fuck him.
Yeah.
I'm hammering this one in the net.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's wide open.
Yeah.
It just like we were just couldn't get it in zone or set up, and then the shootout rolled around, and Marty kind of like gave me the look, and I was like, all right, well, I know that this should work, and if it works, this is going to be nuts. And it just went in, and I was like, oh, fuck it, here you guys go.
Bang.
Yeah. Have to
give
do
it
it
back to him. Yeah.
Have to do it. Well, dude,
yeah.
I don't want to put too many ideas in your head, but here's the deal, dude. You are 3 points away from 100 career points, and your second game of the season is at home against the Hawks.
Against the Hawks. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I just think if we hit that 100-point mark in that game, you got to hit them with the Celly. And
yeah, at home.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. But a
home opener too.
That's what I'm saying.
Holy shit, dude!
Like, this is a no-brainer.
The stars are aligning right now. The stars are aligning.
Because when you have a nice 2-point night in the first game of the season, and then we go into the home opener, I just feel like it's gonna happen. And when it does, I want that Celly, and I know you'll be thinking of us when you hit it too. So
I will.
Had in that Hawks game, had you taken a shootout that season yet? It was pretty early in the year, right? It was like November.
No, that was my first shooter attempt that year. Only had 2 last year.
Okay, so when that's coming up, like, does Marty say anything to you before? Does he like, do you want this, or is he just like, fuck it, you're going?
No, yeah, just kind of fuck it, you're going.
Yeah.
Like, give me a tap on the back. I was like, you're going. I was like, yeah. I kind of knew it was going to happen, but like didn't want to like throw my leg over and then him send somebody else. So I kind of waited for him to like look at me and be like, you're next. But no, that was definitely a moment I'll remember for a long time.
And did you have a plan going in, or were you like just going to take what the goalie gave you?
I can't give away my secret.
Yeah, you're right. I don't want to know the go-to mode. Tell me off the air.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. But no, had a little bit of an idea.
I know this can kind of be a boring question sometimes, because you know the answers can be obvious, but you know, this watching you, like I said, really starting to come into your game here in Montreal with this fun group of players, what are some of the things that stand out to you, maybe beyond the obvious, that you're looking forward to this year? I feel like you're really healthy for the first time. It sounds like you're in a great headspace. You've been working out a ton. The team's really, really exciting. Got a chance to make some noise here. Like, what's really at the top of mind for you that you're pumped up about for this season?
I think that like the success we did have last year, I think was pretty exciting to like understand that everybody's going to be a year older, a year more developed, a better understanding of what the league is, like all those rookie D-men. And so I think everybody's going to take a really big step. And I think we're going to catch maybe a few teams early on in the season with the way we want to play and how much maybe we've matured over a summer. But I'm excited to see that, just kind of like the strides that everybody's taken and towards building this team up and to get into the place where we all want to be. And that's obviously to win a Stanley Cup, but we got to go through our growing pains first and our learning lessons. And then once we get through that and are on the up and up, it's go time.
Dude, not to count any chickens, but and this is at the in the negative connotation towards the team we root for in the Bruins, but it must feel nice a little bit that in the Atlantic, some of those big dogs are like getting old.
Yeah.
You know, like I really do feel like you guys are like this big wave of teams on the way up.
You can feel the tide shifting. Is kind of what I was alluding to. It's like, some huge retirements in Boston. Tampa is getting older. They lost in the first round.
Yep.
Toronto is even getting older. There's some change there too. It's a pretty exciting time in Montreal, so it's got to feel good.
Yeah, I think not even only us, but Buffalo too. I mean, look at what they were like last year, and Detroit's still a young team, and they're building towards some. So, like, I feel like as many good teams as there is in the Atlantic, come 2, 3, 4 years, it's really going to be anybody's division, depending on what other teams do. But it's definitely exciting to be a part of, and it'll be nice to kind of have those meaningful divisional games, those games that you need to win and play for, and you kind of build those series up. So when you do get into playoffs, it's a war, and you have to earn it to win it.
In your young career, do you feel like there's a team that has kind of stood out that you're like, I fucking hate playing these guys, or like you really want to beat any certain team, other than the Blackhawks, which is obvious?
Yeah. For me, it's Edmonton.
Oh wow!
Like, just to rub it in your boy's face, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Like the whole playoff, like the COVID bubble year, like when we played them in playoffs, like my buddies were kind of texting me throughout the series, and I think game 2, I think they whacked us pretty good, and then they were like all kind of like in my face. And then we won game 3 and 4 to end the series, and just kind of sent them a nice "fuck you" text after the game. But it was no, like, so I like coming home to play against Edmonton too, and just feel comfortable. And so I don't know, I wouldn't say it's a team I hate to play against, but it's a team that I always look forward to playing.
Yeah,
that
one
that's
circled.
a good one to circle on the calendar. Yeah, I love that.
All right, I want to hit some non-hockey stuff about Montreal, because Dan was talking about it earlier, because I know, you got to Chicago, also amazing city, and you got your Louis Vuitton shoes right away, and did you ever get that G-Wagon?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so you got
after my first year. Yeah,
got the G-Wagon. Yeah, so
wait, what color?
Matte black.
Fuck yeah, perfect. So now, like Dan said, dude, you're in a city that does not mess around. So I want to know how that's been going a little bit. Like, let's talk I want to talk some fashion, some food. Do you have a poutine place yet? I'm
not a big poutine fan, so no, not really. But we kind of like go to like the same. There's 5-6 restaurants all the time, but they always treat us well. Always good food. It's never a bad meal in Montreal.
No. What are your go-to spots?
We like Palma. Moretti's is pretty, like, for a nice little pasta place, pretty good. Grinder. Mackerel's pretty good. Fishbone.
Fishbone.
And there's like a couple. Yeah, and then there's a couple little ones that that opened up in like Old Port that you like wouldn't really know, like, that I kind of went to a few times last year. It was like Le Butterfly. It was like a nice little steakhouse, but really small and quiet. Like Mason St. Paul, like another little hidden gem I found. Like, just these little places, and there's just seems to be like a ton of those in Montreal, which is nice.
The Old Port is phenomenal. I love it there. I don't know. I don't know those two spots. I'm gonna have to check that out because I'm always looking for little gems in there. That's a win.
Yeah, no, Old Port's real nice. I like that.
Okay, and then we got a lot of boys up there, so I got a lot of recs about where to tell you to buy clothes. But I want to know if you have any spots first, and then I'll try to read these to you.
Kirby's like, I don't fucking need you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just go to Holt Renfrew.
Okay,
is that on the list?
Yeah. No. I got
That's where I go.
Okay, because this dude is fashionable as fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
That we're talking about right now. This Montreal guy. He says, ask Kirby where he's shopping. Harry Rosen, Rooney. I think this is called Sense, but there's 2 S's. Sense.
Oh yeah, Essence.
Yeah.
I've been in that one.
Okay, yeah, that's the spot. Tazi, and La Umo or something.
No, haven't heard of those. But no, Holt Renfrew and then Cloakroom is another one I go to.
Okay,
It's kind
sick.
of like a suit place, but like a little undercover. It's a nice place.
What would you describe your style as? Are you flashy, or do you like to keep it more simple?
I'm more simple, but still at the same time, like all the brand names, I like those, but nothing too big and flashy out there. Just like little subtle ones where it's like it just looks good, like not the big logos everywhere or none of that shit.
I kind of want you to start becoming one of these guys in the league that peacocks a little bit with the suits on game day.
Yeah. I get there too early for the camera, so none of the cameras ever see my suits before games, but no, maybe
Oh my god,
that's such a subtle flex. Like, sorry, I'm there early putting the work
I'm
in,
fucking
so.
prepping. The anthem's coming on an hour. You think I'm not getting ready for the anthem?
I'm there
dude?
before the
shit
social
me?
media girls.
And then
of the time.
what about we talked about Flagon. Is that the spot? Like the boys having any club nights in Montreal or no?
I'd say they're far and few between.
Yeah.
In Montreal, but we go to a few pubs. Not going to give those names away just because we like those.
We like it private. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to keep it a little quiet, but there's definitely some places in Montreal that get a little rowdy and are fun to be in.
What were we hitting? Like Ye Old King's Head or whatever?
Well, we went to every Ye Old, and then there's also J Serge, which is the best Habs bar in the world. That one has been absolutely insane. All right, dude, we're gonna hit you now with a game we play with every guest. It's basically just a ranking system. It's called Pass, Shoot, Score. So we're gonna give you a few things that we've done a little bit of research on and know you're a fan of, and you got to rank them in order of how much you like them. Pass being the lowest, because I mean we're changing, right? We're trying to shoot more and score more.
We're trying to be a shooter.
Yeah.
There you go. So shoot is second, and then light and lamp score is the top one. So I'm going to start you off with music, which is perfect because you said you're on the sticks with Cole in the back of the bus, and I know you're a country music guy.
Yeah.
So we got to do a Pass, Shoot, Score with Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen,
score,
or Thomas Rhett.
The first two for sure.
So you got to rank the three.
Okay, Thomas Rhett, pass. Oh man, Luke Combs, shoot. Morgan Wallen, score.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you getting any grief from some of the boys with being a country music guy? I feel like that's more of a Western Canada thing.
Yeah, but there's a good contingency of Western Canadians on the team, so it doesn't really matter.
There you go. You got support. He's got a support system.
Exactly. I got a support system.
I love it.
What's your favorite song right now?
Oh, jeez. Anything Zach Bryan's put out, it's pretty good. But last night, Morgan Wallen's pretty good. But I don't know, like Morgan Wallen, Zach Bryan, those guys are my kind of go-to right now.
Dude,
especially on the golf course.
Dude. I've actually been a notorious country hater my entire life. And then this past year, I've kind of been like, you know what? Country's not so bad. And One Thing at a Time by Morgan Wallen is my jam right now. That song fucking cooks.
Well, dude, we'd be working out, me and this kid, and it's like, we just get some fucking house mix going or whatever. And now every time we go out to lift, I'm fucking hearing last night, and I'm like, dude, this is what we work out to now? What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Where do the big booty mixes rank on your music list? Because those things,
I don't mind those. But
they're good.
We didn't really listen to a whole lot of those in Montreal in the dressing room, to be honest. Like Chicago, we listened to those quite a bit. In Montreal, it was DJ Eddie would kind of put on a mix for the boys. He was pretty good at the music. Yeah, he always got the boys going.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
we were big. We were big on the big booty mixes outside. We actually, dude, went to Coachella this year out here in California, and they performed. Like the two friends, dudes, performed at Coachella, and it was sick. Because I was like, we have to go listen to this. And everyone's like, what is it? And I was like, it's just a thing they do. It's an hour.
Just trust it.
Just don't worry about it. Yeah,
don't worry about it. It'll be fun. No, that'd have been sick.
Yeah.
I want to go to Coachella one year. That's on the bucket list for sure.
All right, next year, dude.
Yeah, we'll get you out for sure.
Yeah, actually, you should probably have a game, But
true.
We'll figure it out. Okay, next one. We're going TV shows. TV shows that you've liked in your life, okay?
Okay.
Pass, Shoot, Score, White Collar, The Bachelor, and Yellowstone.
Yellowstone, score.
Let's go. Fuck yeah.
That's a given. Bachelor, shoot. The drama on that show is unbelievable. It's hilarious.
It's great, dude. It's great stuff.
Pass White Collar. But no, yeah, The Bachelor's phenomenal. Like, it's just hilarious.
Is that your go-to like dating show, unscripted show?
I don't know, I watch a lot of that stuff now. To be honest with you, kind of like The Bachelor, kind of just opened the door and like
Yes, the gateway
keeping
drug,
up with,
dude.
like honestly, keeping up with the Kardashians.
Oh,
Vanderpump
shit.
Rules, like all those like TV dramas. Like, you're just like, what is wrong with some of these people? Like, am I like that? I can't be like that,
Dude.
No,
It's easy to shit on those shows, and then you watch, you get a little taste, and you're like, this is so addictive.
Well, it makes you feel good. It
Oh,
makes you
yeah.
feel good about yourself.
Yeah, it's
I
beautiful
think,
stuff,
and
dude.
like Below Deck. That's another one that I like. Really love Below Deck.
dude. Below Deck is actually. I don't watch a ton of those shows. Below Deck is actually fantastic. And
Unbelievable.
who just said that? Yandel?
I think Jans.
Somebody was like, Below Deck is
Deck guy.
amazing. Yeah. So yeah, you're an unscripted guy, dude. I'm actually surprised you like Yellowstone so much.
Oh no, I love Yellowstone. Well, it's kind of like I wouldn't say it's the way I grew up out here, but it's like it's pretty similar to like what my hometown's like, and like my dad's parents grew up on he grew up on a farm, so they still have the farm, and we go out there and mess around and stuff. So it's kind of similar to like the way I grew up, but not overly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Minus the like dropping people off at the fake train station to murder them.
Yeah.
But everything else was exactly the same. Yeah. Are you? Do you have a show going right now, or is it just all the unscripted shit?
Nothing right now. No, just kind of been in the movies. Like I went and watched Oppenheimer the other day. That was
Sick.
What'd you think?
pretty good. Yeah, I really liked it. Like you got to follow along though. Like you can't get
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
And it's long, dude. 3 hours.
And
You
it's
got to focus
long.
for a
It's-
long time.
It's a marathon.
It was
It is
a
a
it was a
marathon.
lot of names for me at the beginning, and I know they did a good job of trying to like show the guy every time they'd say him, but there was just so many
Yeah.
names early on. I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
I'm dead.
I know. Trying to remember everybody and what who's fighting for what cause. And you're like, what's
Yeah.
going
All
on?
right. Your next one's some more entertainment stuff. You're hanging, having a quiet night at the house. Are you ranking these? Pass your score. Binging Star Wars content, playing Mario Kart, or watching America's Got Talent clips, specifically Cody Lee, who is the GOAT, America's Got Talent.
Score Mario Kart.
Yes.
My buddy's actually got like an old Wii. We've been playing Wii Sports like the past couple weeks, just like messing around.
Wait, like
But
the
no,
like the Wii Sports, like that
Like
game,
the-
like the
like
little
the-
Wii
yeah,
guys
like
like
the
playing.
old-
Yeah.
The OG like Wii Sports, like Wii Golf. Like we have 18 hole matches. Like it gets intense.
Dude,
But
you'll
we've, like
be tired
yeah,
after
those
that.
fun.
Yeah, I used to throw my
I
back
play-
out.
Yeah, I play 18
You
holes on
honestly
Wii
are.
Golf, and like my shoulder is destroyed. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no. Probably pass on the Star Wars and then shoot on the Cody Lee.
Yeah.
I'd do those three.
That video,
That video is nuts.
that video is the most emotional I've ever felt in my entire life.
It's
I-
crazy, man.
I bring it up, Curbs. You get 2 beers in me.
Yeah, this
and
is a
I'll-
fact.
And I'll be like, has anyone seen that Cody Lee America's Got Talent video? And it gets everyone buzzing, dude. It's unbelievable.
See, I'm like that too, except for with Coulter Wall. You know who Coulter Wall is?
Yes.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
Oh.
I love showing that to anybody. I'm like, you guys ever seen Coulter Wall? They're like, no. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mind is about to be blown.
Just pause the music and be like, everyone pay attention
Yes.
really quick, please.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I go on YouTube real quick, look up like the Western AF video where like the original 16 Brewery where he's like singing it acoustic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just listen for his voice.
Oh,
And they're like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, I'm telling you, man, this guy.
Yeah,
Cool.
just keep it in your search history.
generational talent.
Yeah.
Dude. It's unbelievable.
Honestly, yeah.
If you are watching Star Wars, what's your what form of content is your favorite? Are you an OG Star Wars guy? New shit?
I like the old stuff. I liked Anakin Skywalker. He was my favorite. Even when he turned into Darth Vader, I was like, fuck yeah, that's my guy. I'm with him. Ride or die.
Kirby, that is a wild take, dude.
Fucking
That is a
awesome,
wild
bro.
take.
Oh my god.
I don't think it's that wild. He's my guy. You got to ride with him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's loyalty right there. If there's anything we'll take from this is that Kirby's a loyal guy.
Dude, I'm probably gonna go too hard into the nerd world here for you, considering you passed Star Wars. But we both love Star Wars, but I got super into the animated show. It's like there's a bunch of animated series in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And dude,
I never got into that.
I'm telling you, it must be on Disney Plus or some shit, right?
Yeah, Hundo
dude.
P.
Yeah.
If you're bored and you need something to watch, Clone Wars on Disney
Throw it on.
is it's all about Anakin.
Yeah.
He's the star. Like,
Anakin's
it's all
like the main
Anakin's pimp years, dude, and he be pimping, and it is sick.
All right.
So yeah, just something to
Put
think
that on
about.
the list.
That is pretty
Put it on the
fire.
list.
And then I got a video game question though for you, because I can't believe I'm pumped to hear you're a Wii guy, but you said the boys got a Switch too. I don't have a Switch yet. Do you like it more than the Wii? I have the Wii and I have the 64, obviously, but do I need the Switch?
The Switch is just nice on the plane, just play games. And kind of like passes times. But I like the Wii. Get a little mobile, and you're having a good time.
Yeah. Mario Kart's pretty sick on the Wii, by the way. I don't know if you guys have it before, but you really, I find myself like I'm sideways.
It's
dude,
complicated, dude. Like if you get the wheel, it's nice, but like the 2 sticks, it's like I feel like there's too much going on.
You got to have the wheel. You can't be playing that game with 2 sticks.
Yeah, that's true. That's very.
I'm always on the motorbikes too. That thing is sick. Okay, last one. This is I'm calling this category family time. Okay.
All right.
Pass, shoot, score. Being at the family lake house doing some wakeboarding and some water skiing. Skating on Garner Lake when it's frozen with your siblings over the winters. Or your annual family trip to Mexico.
Well, we haven't been to Mexico in a while, so I'll pass that one.
Good.
And then
Little loophole.
Yeah, loophole there. Same with the skate on the lake, so that'll be shoot. But there's nothing better than the summer coming home and spending hours on the boat with buddies and family, and just kind of getting to relax and get away from the world. So that's the score there.
Dude, it is literally, we grew up on the ocean and spent a lot of summers there, and then our family got a lake house and we started going there, and it took us way too long to realize that lake life is literally the greatest life on earth.
Oh, it's so nice, relaxed, laid back. Oh, and it's nice. Like the place that we have is like kind of like got shitty cell phone reception, so it's just like you and the boys out there having a good time.
Dude, ours was the same way, and we had a phone basket rule. When it was like you show up, there was a big basket, you toss your phone in it, and you're like, dude, we're here for the weekend. Just dial in and have a good time. It's the best way to operate.
Exactly.
Are you a water skier or wakeboard guy? I know you both, but which one do you prefer?
Water ski and wake surf.
Okay, wake surfing is fun.
If I'm having a good, like if it's just the boys in the boat, like having a good time, like it's that's wake surfing. But if it's like it's tough for water skiing just because the water's got to be so calm.
Yeah.
But, when I do get the chance to water ski, I quite enjoy that. That's fun.
Yeah. It was your did I see it was your mom? Your mom's big into that? Is that how you got into it?
Yeah. My mom was a downhill ski racer growing up, so we always went to the mountains in the winter and skied, and then in the summer kind of just got thrown in the water and put 2 skis on you, and if you get up, you get up. If you don't, try again.
Yeah, you're gonna get dragged behind.
We'll find you in the morning. Yeah,
exactly.
And that, but you like water skiing more than snow skiing now, though.
Yeah, just no time to snow ski.
Yeah, right. Plus, the Canadiens will cut your head off.
Seriously.
Yeah, I know. They kill me. But no, it's I love water skiing.
That is so sick. Yeah, lake life is amazing. Where did you guys go on that Mexico trip?
We were always part of Vallarta.
Sick. Yeah. Oh, I guess West Coast makes sense. Yeah, that's beautiful down there.
That's fire.
Yeah, it was us and another 2 families that we kind of grew up with. So it was right after hockey season ended, spring break. You just went down there for 2 weeks, and it was nice.
Yeah, all the pasty hockey boys get sunburned immediately, and you're like,
oh yeah. 2 days in, you're like beat red.
Fuck.
Like, fuck this place. I'm done.
Yeah, this is the time we're supposed to be at the lake. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit. Well, dude, Kirby, this has been an absolute blast, man. We don't want to take up too much more of your time, but before we let you get back to the last remaining weeks of your summer here, is there anything you want to shout out or give a plug to before we disconnect with you here?
No. Just excited to get back and get things going and have a good season. Maybe get to meet you fellas if you guys come to Montreal. Go for dinner or something, or I'm in LA and not busy. Let's just hang out.
Hell yeah, dude. No question about it.
I do need poutine though. I'm just saying now. Right. You don't have to eat any, but I am stopping and getting some.
We'll find you some.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's your homework between now and then, dude. Find me the spot, and then we'll be dialed in.
Perfect.
Good shit. All right, well, man, this was a blast, and yeah, dude, we'll be in Montreal soon, so we're gonna link up, no doubt about it.
Perfect.
All right, man. Oh wow, what a great time.
I love him, dude. He is the man, and
he's so good.
I'm really happy for him. As like.
Me too.
As corny as that may sound, like I'm just so happy for that kid.
No, man, we talk about it all the time. It's doing this show has 1,000 bonuses and benefits, and the community is the best part without question. But just another element is getting to meet these guys on a personal level. And Kirby Dach is a funny one where it's, he's a super high draft pick. And then his first couple of years on paper maybe don't look that great. But then when you hear about it, you hear about the devastating wrist injury. Mm-hmm. You hear about the COVID year, all that shit. And now you see him in Montreal starting to really play some elite level hockey. It's like, how could you not be excited about that, dude? And that young team, it's exciting stuff.
Think about,
Habs fan or not.
I imagine just about everyone listening to us right now likes hockey and is a hockey fan, and even if you didn't play, imagine working as hard as you can your whole life to all the way through 18, getting drafted third overall and being like, wow, everything is working out, my life dreams come true, and then having just like such a tumultuous start, everyone's like bust, you get shipped out of town, like that. I could not even begin to handle that emotional stress.
Oh, dude, I would crumple.
And the fact that he's
crumple like a fucking house of cards.
Dude, and he's back, and he's in a fucking massive hockey city. He's with all these young boys. He's basically playing fucking juniors again. He's living it up. He's got Marty St. Louis. Everybody's there, and I think he's going to tear it up. And I'm fucking pumped for him.
He is. Before we bounce out, just want to say another quick thank you to all of you guys, to all the listeners, to all the followers. It's been a wild summer and cannot wait for hockey season to come back.
We almost here.
We love you guys. Show some support, like I said earlier. Follow the Twitter. Go subscribe to the YouTube page. If you go and subscribe to the YouTube page and then get a friend to subscribe and you hit us up, we'll send you some Ice is Ready merch.
I love that.
Great. Let's grow the YouTube. Let's get some more stuff. We got some fun stuff coming on the YouTube too. We got a couple of cool little life of videos with some players. We did some cool shit with Drew Doughty. We've got some Chicklets Cup coming up when we head to Buffalo. You're not going to want to miss it. So hop on that YouTube, share it around. It's going to be a blast. But until then,
find that ice where you can and skate hard.